Today on the workbench I've got round 2 with a Samsung Galaxy Tab A 8-inch 2017 model. So this one here has a cracked display on it. I did recently do a teardown video of one of these, and with that knowledge I should be able to swap this over without too much drama. At the minute I've had this on the blue heat pad here for around about 5-10 minutes. As with most things, used a nice flat blade tool to pop it open, and from there I'm just using a slightly larger flat bladed tool to separate the adhesive. Typically you usually start on the sides and try and point upwards as you poke into the device, just so you don't touch the actual display itself, and there's usually a fairly weak amount of adhesive there, so you should be able to break that quite easily. Down the bottom you don't have to be too concerned, there's really not much there you could hit. There's no flex cables down there, it's purely just the button. So apart from a lot of adhesive and possibly glass shards when you get it out, it should be pretty right. At the top here, or in the top corner, there's the flex cable up the top left hand side, and just need to be a bit careful around the speaker grill if you've got that model, purely just because that's a bit fragile, it will shatter. But from here I'll just let the video play for a little bit and I'll put out a few other pointers in a minute. Then from here the digitizer is still attached to the actual device, so what I've done is just grab a pair of scissors, give it a quick trim or chop it, being it's never going to be used again. Before you throw it away, make sure you remember if your model has a little speaker at the top, to keep that one. Now this part's the next bit of annoyance. There's no screws holding the actual body of it to the back cover. You purely have to pry up, similar to here. But I've also found that generally flexing the body of the device should hopefully pop it out. There are a couple of spots it does get stuck, but you also have to be careful enough not to damage the LCD display that's already in there. I've found that you've got to work from mainly the bottom to the top. The top will pop out last, so if you can get the bottom of it out and work your way up. And also one other thing to remember, depending on your model, make sure you remove the SIM tray. This one I started prying, forgot all about it. but did remove it in the end, which you'll soon see. One thing I definitely recommend doing here is if you've got a small flat screwdriver, push it around the edges to try and remove the old adhesive and potential glass shards, and then from there follow it up with a toothbrush just to hopefully remove any small little fragments that are still left there. One thing here, after I finish cleaning it up, or giving the LCD a clean with microfiber cloth, is the small little speaker grill at the top of the device end up breaking the digitizer. So that is a bit of a warning there. Some aftermarket displays are quite fragile, definitely more fragile than the original glass, so that's just something to be aware of. So I get quite frustrated in a second, but luckily with this particular order I ordered 2 of them, not just a single one, which if you've never done this before and you've also got the speaker grill, I would definitely recommend doing that. Rather than being stuck with a device broken for another week, at least you can just go from there. As you can see from there, a nice little fracture, courtesy of that speaker grill. Useless part, and go straight to the bin. And I grab another one from there. Round 2 goes considerably much better. No need to clean, being that it's already freshly cleaned just from before. Anyway, I'll let the video play out from here, and I'll catch you later. Hopefully this video's helped you. Bye.